Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Man, these fish fight. Oh. Got him caught in a stringer, but I got him. Howdy folks, Cal Kellogg here. Today I want to talk about trout fishing preparation and strategy. Tomorrow morning at daybreak, I'm going to be on Lake Shasta with Wes Ward. We're going to drive half the night to get there. We're going to jump in the water. We'll have lines in the water by 6:30 in the morning. We're going to fish maybe until 11. We're going to jump back in the truck, and we're coming back to the Sacramento area because we've got a lot of stuff going on at the office, but we want to get in on the great thermocline bite that's taking place at Lake Shasta right now. So in preparing for this trip, this is how I approached it. First of all, thumbnail sketch of Shasta in August and September. We know the rainbows are going to be locked somewhere in the thermocline feeding on shad. You know, that's the basics. But more in-depth intel is required to really dial in what's going on. So here's some facts. The lake is 30 feet from maximum pool. It's dropping very slowly. Surface temperature is 81 to 82 degrees depending on where you go. And depending on what arm of the lake you're in, the fish are anywhere from 65 feet deep all the way down to 110 feet deep. Now, how do I know that? I've reached out to sources on the lake. My buddy Robert, he's fishing down by the main body. He's getting a lot of fish, anywhere from 80 to 110 feet deep. My other buddy, Dave, he's been fishing up at the O'Brien Inlet on the Sacramento arm. He's experiencing the same sort of action. They're feeding on shad, but his fish are only about 65 feet deep because the water's a little cooler up there because he's up the river arm significantly. Now, the fish are feeding on shad, as they always are, but the shad, remember, everything's about a month behind. I'm going to put up a picture of a shad right now. The shad are very small. You can see that shad there. They're almost shad larvae. They're about an inch and a quarter long, so they're very small. So as a result, I've put together my starting lineup of lures for the morning. Think about it this way. Remember back when Bill Walsh was the coach of the 49ers? Well, he would outline the first 20 offensive plays, see how those worked, and then plan accordingly. Well, that's kind of what I do with my trout gear. I'm a match the hatch guy. We know the shad are small, so tomorrow's not the time to start off with, you know, a 3.5 inch long salmon spoon or a 4 inch long Rapala. That stuff is not going to match what the trout are feeding on. Now, they might hit that. You might shock them into hitting that, and that's something, you know, you might try after other offerings have failed. But let me share with you what I'm starting out with. I've got some hardware in this box, and I've got some leaders and stuff tied up in this bag. So let's start off with the bag. This stuff's going to be right in the top of my tackle box. These are my first few offerings. So I've got a couple kinds of dodgers out here. Starting off with 4-inch sling blades in UV colors. This one is a UV pink. This one's kind of a UV silver. Those are going to be the first two dodgers I use. I've also got a couple of my personal dodgers, my diamondbacks. I've got a watermelon diamondback and a chrome diamondback. I control the sling blades a little bit faster than the diamondbacks, so I'm going to start off with the sling blades. I'm going to start off at about 2 miles an hour and go from there. Now, my first lineup of lures, no big surprises here. Here they are. I've got them tied up. I've got a couple of my shad tubes right here, and those should be perfect, particularly this one. They're the perfect size, they're the perfect shape, they're the perfect color. I'm going to put those 2 Dodger links behind those sling blades, and I think I'm going to be yelling fish on. I've also got some grubs rigged up. I've got a small grub in the ghost minnow color. I've got a firecracker colored 3-inch grub and a pink 3-inch grub. Now, the firecracker and the ghost minnow, those are almost exact matches for shad. The pink one, I just threw it in because rainbows love pink, and hey, what the heck. Grubs are deadly because they move like a minnow and they've got a great feel when the fish grab them. I'm going to be putting ProCure on everything, threadfin shad scent. I'll be talking more about grubs later on this fall. I've got a dynamite selection of grubs that I've put together, and they're just fish catchers. Down here, you can't really see them, you kind of see them. I've got 3 or 4 spoon leaders tied up and ready to go. They're just 36 inches long. They've got the dual lock snap on one end, a loop on the upper end. This is what I'm going to use when and if I switch over to spoons. But I think those soft plastics are going to get it done. So in terms of spoons, this is what I've pulled out. Again, I'm trying to match the size and shape of the shad that the trout are feeding on right now. Number 1. This is no big surprise. 1/8 ounce Captain America Humdinger. That's an exact match. This is a lure that needs to be trolled at 2.5 miles an hour, 100 feet deep. It's a little fast for, speed trolling at that depth. But these will absolutely get it done. If we need to speed up, it's going to be Humdingers all the way. I've got that one. I've got a pink model with the UV tape on the back. I've got a few different colors. Those are all dynamite lures. They are shad matching lures. I have an 1/8 ounce blue and chrome Castmaster, another deadly lure. It's the right size, the action's right, it's the right color. A lot of confidence in the Humdinger, a lot of confidence in cripple lures. They just work. I have a small Thomas Lures eel, the small size. I haven't fished these yet. I'm anxious to drop this down into the thermocline and see what it can do. It's a spoon you control fairly slow. My buddy Robert has been running these in copper and gold colors, and he's been doing very well on them. Moving over here to the next compartment. You guys have seen me catch some really nice fish on these lures. I'm talking about the medium size Dick Knight spoon. You're imitating shad. If you're looking for something that's got the flash, the wiggle, the shape of shad, something you control slow, that's it. Team that up with one of those Diamondback Dodgers, that should work. That should work great. That should catch a lot of fish, trolled at 1.6 to about 1.8. Next section over, the Shasta Classic. I've got this in 3 colors. I've got the gold and red, I've got the chrome and blue, and I've also got a chrome and black, and these are Max Lure cripple lures. This lure was invented by Gary Morales to fish on Lake Shasta. It's a fish producer. These are going to get some time in the water tomorrow. They just flat out work. They're a little large for the shad that I'm seeing coming out of the fish right now, but I'm confident they'll get hit. They've got that great rolling action. Finally, I just want to play with these. I've got some Yakima bait mag lips in the small size. I'm going to drop one of these down. The fish are biting. We find some fish. I'm going to drop this down, see what they do down in that thermocline. There's also some salmon outside of Packers Bay, and I want to drop these down and see what the kinks think of them. So that's my starting lineup. I'm going to start out with the sling blades and the soft plastics. I'm going to mix in some Diamondbacks. I'm going to see what that produces for me. I'm going to work those depths. I'm going to use the sonar. I'm going to work the marks. I don't think I'm going to have to try anything else. But if I start to branch out into spoons, I'm going to go right down the line. Right down the line of the box. Humdingers, Castmasters, Dick Knights, cripple lures, and we'll round it out with that mag lip. That's the plan. You're going to be seeing the footage here on the channel. I guess my biggest point though is when you go trout fishing at a lake, do your homework. That's your due diligence. Know what the lake's all about, know what the trout traditionally feed on, try to get a source at the lake to kind of get you to dial things in for what's happening right now. Once you've got that information, put together your strategy, pull your lures, pull your leaders, know what you're going to do when you hit the water. You don't want to get out there and waste a lot of time. Get out on the water. Use your number 1 offerings, your number 2 offerings, your number 3 offerings. Work through your strategy. Be Bill Walsh. That worked pretty well for him, Super Bowl after Super Bowl. Get out there, use the intel, use your scouting, go through the lures, make intelligent choices, fish with confidence, fish systematically, and you're going to catch a whole bunch of trout. So you'll be seeing the footage here on the channel. I'm signing off for now. I got to go to the store and get some ice and some different stuff, and then I got to catch some Z's. I'm going to be driving half the night, and I'm super excited to get that brand new Duckworth out on Lake Shasta and get after some big old rainbows and maybe a few king salmon as well. Anyhow, I'll catch you next time. I hope you have a great day, and I'll share the results with you as soon as I get back. Anyhow, this is Cal Kellogg. I'm signing off. Be sure to check out our online store, and thank you so much for supporting the channel. Without you folks, there wouldn't be an FHS YouTube channel. And last but not least, if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button, because we're going to keep on bringing you the best of West Coast fishing and the best fishing strategies available. Anyway, I'm Cal Kellogg. Have a great day, guys. I'll catch you later.